To see the fully uncut version of this video, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons.
What's that like to live deliciously? Chaos reigns.
Please don't scream.
Nah, Sid, don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
What's going on? My name is Jonjo Lyons, and today I'm here to present to you my review for Zombie 90 Extreme Pestilence. Written and directed by Andreas Schinaz. Zombie 90 stars all of these. Two doctors are trying to save a rampant epidemic of zombieism. They fend off zombies, spilling many gallons of blood in the process. How's it going, my flesh-eating friends? It's that time again. Time to check out yet another extremely gory zombie movie. And this one's made by the same guy who made the violent franchise, which I will be covering very, very soon. But anyway, yeah, extreme horror, no plot, good times. What I actually really want to spend the intro talking about just now is the current state of YouTube. I don't quite know what's happened, but in the last month, all of my views on the new videos have basically halved. You may have seen other YouTubers talking about this, but it's kind of got me worried. I've spent the last 5 years building not a very large, but a dedicated community, through which I've met some of my best friends in the entire world, people that I'm going to know for the rest of my life, and also my wife. So it's a shame to see that through whatever changes YouTube have made recently, suddenly everything's been cut in half. It just seems like YouTube isn't recommending my videos to anyone anymore, even if you are subscribed. On the last video I put out, I got a notification on YouTube Studio saying that less subscribers were viewing this video. Yeah, no shit. You're not telling them it's out! So to combat this, if you could, please click that notification bell and maybe YouTube might let you know when I upload. That's the reason that I'm putting this video out so quickly after the last one. Half the views means I need to put out double the content just to survive. It really sucks. It really sucks. It's so upsetting to have to work so hard for so long, all on my own, and then YouTube's just like, nah, you. But YouTube also has the monopoly on this, so there's nothing I could do. I wish I could get a normal job. I genuinely do. Working in an office with annoying Sheila. Oh, I'll tell you what I did on the weekend. Q Sheila. I can't live in that environment. So I've got to do this, and YouTube's making it extremely difficult. But yeah, like I say, click the notification bell, and hopefully you'll find out when videos get uploaded. Also, leave a like and a comment. Just about anything. Any engagement is great. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry to have to beg like this, but scary times. Also, there's a Patreon, patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons. For as little as $3 a month, you get access to the Discord, uncut videos, and the reviews that can't be on YouTube anymore because the director cried. Any money that I get from that doesn't go on bills goes straight back into my film, Better Anything, which is currently hitting film festivals all over the world. We just got nominated for another award for Best Score, which Alexander Taylor did, and he's amazing, so really excited about that. But yeah, YouTube sucks. Patreon if you want to support, and I love every single person that's helped me get this far. But anyway, enough of the depressing bullshit. Shall we watch an extreme horror zombie movie? Yes, please. This is Zombie 90 Extreme Pestilence. The movie begins with a disclaimer warning us of the extreme graphic violence and gore to come. Excellent. Then cuts to this plane taking off as a voiceover explains the setup. In 1990, a plane carrying various dangerous chemicals set off on a secret mission but unfortunately never reached its destination. We then see the crashed remains of the plane. Officials stated everything is under control and no danger will arise from this chemical spill, but given the film's title, I doubt that very much indeed.
Official information says that everything is under control and there's no danger arising from this chemical spill.
Cut to this hospital building where inside we meet our lead, Dr. Byrne, and also witness for the first time the amazing dub this movie has.
Hello, excuse me, Dr. Gunn. Is it true that the victims were attacked by zombies?
No comment. I can't tell you nothing. Do you believe in zombies? Step aside.
Now, I'll speak very carefully here, but his voice doesn't exactly match what he looks like, does it?
I won't say nothing. Just wait for the press conference.
Could it be an epidemic?
He sounds like Ice-T for f***'s sake. In an autopsy,
Scalpel.
Jesus Christ. I can already tell this movie's gonna be amazing. In an autopsy, we meet Dr. Simon as he gets on with some work, pulling bits out of this fella on the table. He's then joined by Byrne and tells him of Table Fella's recent passing, saying he didn't stand a chance. Byrne tells his colleague to turn off the machine and then tells everyone to get behind him before pulling out a gun. And that's when Table Man comes back to life. The zombie then plays with his guts for a bit. And is executed! I love that the gun had no visual indication it was being fired. No muzzle flash, no recoil, nothing. The doctors then go in for a closer look as we cut to the title card and opening credits. Cut to Byrne and Simon leaving the hospital. Simon asks how Byrne knew about the zombies, but he says the whole case is a mystery. Byrne then tells Simon they have to destroy the zombies by shooting them in the head or decapitating them. He says they're gonna steal a body to examine in his private lab, and we cut to this car. The driver gets out to check his engine as we see this chainsaw blade stalking him. It then roars to life and we see it's being held by a zombie. It's Night of the Living Chainsaw Massacre! Zombie, if you're gonna chainsaw a man in half, at least eat his guts. Don't play with your food. Cut to the doctors pulling up at Burns and getting their corpse out of the trunk. Simon worries about them getting in trouble, but Burns says this is the only way.
No, this is the only way. We can operate freely in my laboratory.
Cut to these lovely ladies in a sauna. The larger of the two complains about her man and her weight, then pops off to have a shower. Her friend sticks on some music when in the shower, tons of fun is attacked. Then has her boob removed. Which is apparently filled with guts. Well, she did say she wanted to lose weight. The friend then finds her body and has attacked herself, getting her fingers bitten off and tummy sliced open. Sheesh. All the way down to the hoo-ha. Not good. Cut to the doctors as they play around with their corpse. And right now, at least, it's not quite clear what they're doing here. Did this fella already turn and they want to analyze the changes in the body? Is this fella about to turn and they want to witness the process? Is this just a random dead guy? Who f***ing knows? Suddenly, Byrne has a breakthrough.
I think I got the solution without even an analysis. What do you mean? This is the same substance that scientists invented to fight the AIDS virus. I guess an overdose of this substance could have caused a reanimation of dead tissue. It's no wonder everyone's being so mysterious about this case.
So, let me just make sure I've got this right. An overdose of AIDS medication is what's bringing the dead back to life. Is that some sort of metaphor? Hey, Andreas, you wrote this. You could have chosen anything in the world and you went with overdose of AIDS medication. Okay. Cut to a zombie spying on the doctors when Byrne recognizes him as Sam the gardener and ends his undeath.
There's only one way to deal with him.
Cut to this fella sleeping in his car when he wakes up and checks the time. He then gets out to stretch his legs and go for a piss, enjoying the calmness of this cool morning. He starts off back to his car when we hear the familiar moans of the zombie horde. The flesh eaters emerge from the bushes and the man runs to his car producing a gun. He then proceeds to cap one zombie before immediately getting jumped and eaten. Where did the gun go? Did you only have one bullet? You should have saved it for yourself. That's disappointing. I thought when he drew for the gun and took out that first zombie, he was about to John Wick everyone else, but no such luck. Done with their meal, the zombies take off and we cut to the doctors on their way to the plane crash site.
Where are we going to? To the place where it all started. The place where the military plane crashed. And after that thing crashed, this place was full of special forces. You know what I'm saying?
I will never, ever get tired of this dub. I love it so much. They pull up and grab their gas masks as well as a Geiger counter, then head deep into the woods. Using the Geiger counter, they find the crash site, which has been completely cleaned away by the government. They then pop on their gas masks, making the dub even funnier. The pair split up and Simon finds some gooey gross shit on a tree stump. Byrne then calls him over to look at some green stuff on a tree, saying it's the same stuff they found on the body. They then look up to see they're surrounded by zombies who attack. Byrne manages to chop off an arm and catch a zombie in the face as Simon draws for his gun, shooting his attacker and catching a face full of guts. Byrne then gouges this one's eyes out while Simon continues to be attacked on the ground. Luckily, he's saved by Byrne, who shoves the zombie's blade into its own head. Oh dear, I hope none of that went in your eyes or mouth, Simon. The doctors finally leave and we cut to a couple kissing in their car. I cannot wait for these two to die just for the mouth sounds! The girl says she hears something and wants to leave, but the boy says it's all good and they should just bang in the car. He then decides to go and check things out with his gun, as he also needs to take a shit. The boy heads into the sudden thick forest fog when he's approached by a zombie who he immediately pops. Then this happens. What the was that? Cut to the doctors getting out of the woods as we see Simon has been gravely injured. Byrne then tends to his wounds and puts him in the car.
Okay, now, I'll get you in the car. Put you in the car now. Remember, there's new upholstery now. Don't be bleeding all over my car. Hey, man, watch your head.
He repeatedly tells him not to bleed, and we cut to these two going for a walk. The woman, who is holding a baby, delivers a monologue about how the world is and how soulless people are. And that's when she looks up to see her boyfriend has been replaced with a zombie!
Do you know what I mean? Hey.
Silver lining, you don't have to worry about the state of the world anymore, lady. No, not Leroy! He was gonna be a doctor! Someone you could bring home to Mum! If you had a mum, now he's just a pile. Yeah. Also, that was a Scream 2 reference, for those that didn't get it. Back with the doctors, they're speeding to the hospital when they spot an abandoned car. Byrne goes to check it out, finding this fine-looking lady, eating the cock off of her man's body. Still weirdly turned on. That can't be good. She goes after Byrne, spitting cock blood all over his face when her dick-bitten partner also gets up and goes for a walk. He approaches the car and gives Simon's window a lick as Byrne manages to ask the woman a question. He then runs to help Simon, stabbing the zombie, then pulling his cock off with his bare hands. Why?
You never be using this again anyway.
There was no purpose doing that other than to be an arsehole. Ah, okay. Now I get it. Squished severed penis on the road. Fair play. Cut to more zombies going for a stroll and then to our heroes coming upon a body in the road. Instead of just driving around it, Byrne decides to get out and move him, saying the man looks familiar. Byrne then discovers Simon is missing and calls out to his friend with no luck. Simon then emerges from the bushes, and unfortunately our dear friend Simon has been zombified, leaving Byrne with only one choice: sever the hands
Weren't much of a surgeon anyway.
And destroy the brain!
You to bleed on my car.
Good night, sweet prince, you will be missed. Cut to this group checking out the site where they're gonna build a new school. But as is the pattern of this movie, it doesn't take long for the zombies to slide along over and make mincemeat out of all of them. Yep, told ya. How hard is it to run away from these motherfuckers, honestly? Also, I haven't said yet, but I love that these zombies use weapons. Just adds that little spice of variety. Know what I mean? Anyway, this goes on for ages as the zombies munch their way through the whole group, then we cut to Byrne being awakened by the phone ringing. He's told the zombies have invaded the hospital, so says he'll be right down. Intent on being prepared for the dead this time, he heads into the basement as we cut to a zombie climbing up a hill. Byrne appears and chucks him back down the hill, then gives him the best headshot in the movie.
Make my day.
Yes! We love an exploding head on this channel! Come on! Next, Byrne takes his chainsaw to this zombie, cutting them into pieces that spew buckets of blood. He then cracks on, looking for some more dead flesh to destroy.
You're toast, buddy.
On his way, Byrne takes a spill, luckily not landing on the chainsaw, but still knocking himself out. Cut to Byrne taking a in a dream? Okay. He sees there's no toilet paper, so just pulls his pants up and looks around his nightmare house. It seems to be the house he grew up in as he finds his old bedroom and reminisces when this bloke wakes up and Byrne hears a crash. He then goes to investigate when the zombies attack. Byrne does his best to escape as the person dubbing the film ad-libs a bunch of dumb shit as he's been doing the whole movie. Byrne then fights back, cutting off heads and spraying blood all over the walls.
All over me.
With all the zombies dead, Byrne smashes this thing up and wonders how he's ever gonna wake up from this nightmare. He then slips in some blood and finds himself unable to get up as the windows start to bleed. Cut to the camera zooming around for a bit before entering the house and taking the tour. Eventually it finds Byrne and beats the out of him. Cut to Byrne waking up to see his new zombie friend who takes a bite out of his neck. It then rips open his tum-tum and eats his guts. Cut to more zombies walking when we get our last bit of voiceover and the film comes to an end.
When the sun goes down and the dead walk, there will be no tomorrow.
The end! Well, that was f***ing amazing. So much fun. I wouldn't hold my breath about the sequel, though. That's a shame. Zombie 90 Extreme Pestilence is not an amazing film. It's super cheap, ridiculously stupid, and has the greatest dub in cinematic history. I love this film. The story is simple enough with a couple of doctors trying to cure the zombie virus while every other scene features another random person getting their ass eaten. Also, they don't cure the zombie virus. After Simon dies, it's almost like Byrne just sort of gives up and goes home, then has a nightmare and gets eaten. Fine. It's about as basic as it gets, but as I said, the structure, once you notice it, is pretty funny. I would assume all the scenes without the doctors were filmed whenever time or money allowed, meaning they could pretty much do whatever they wanted. The only one that annoyed me was the one with the killer zombie guts. Why was that specific zombie's guts killer? And what happened to the bloke's girlfriend? I assume she got eaten, but still. Onto the characters, and good lord, that dub. Dr. Byrne's voice is so funny. What a choice. Obviously, it was chosen purposefully to be funny, and I love the filmmaker for doing that. Other than that, it's so low budget that everyone is awful, but Dr. Byrne's voice makes up for it. Next is the gore, and this movie goes hard with it. Way too many good effects to count. Lots of ripping and tearing is seen throughout. Again, this movie was made super cheap, and the effects aren't amazing, but they do their best, and you've got to appreciate that. Production-wise, it's not great. Looks like shit, sounds like shit, tastes like shit. That being said, I still love it, so you. In the end, Zombie 90 is objectively a terrible film, but I had so much fun with it. The dub pushes it a long way past the finish line for me, but we also get a lot of gore and a lot of passion from the filmmaker. I've seen plenty of higher budget films that are way more painful to sit through. Watch it now, then go make your own zombie movie. So that was my review for Zombie 90 Extreme Pestilence. What do you lot think? For all its faults, you cannot deny the passion the filmmaker had going out and making this. You could sit there all day long and say this is one of the worst films you've ever seen, but in the end, how many zombie movies have you made? How many? None? None. And you've got to love all of that gore. This is one of the few films that I can watch and not at the end say, we could have done with some more. Speaking of which, if you want to see a female zombie eating a man's dick completely uncut and early, head over to patreon.com/Jonjo Lyons. There you can find the uncut version of this review, plus others with more stuff being added every single week. In some cases, twice a week. We got the uncut reviews, Patreon exclusive reviews, / comic breakdowns in the Discord. And all that can be yours for as little as $3 a month. $3! You can pledge more, I really appreciate it, as I need to send my short film Better Anything to film festivals all over the world. Submitting films to film festivals can get super expensive, so anything that you can provide to help that would be massively appreciated. Speaking of patrons, look at all of these names! Oh my god, look at these names, these motherfuckers are making sure that I can still eat. The patrons, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, I love you all. So that's it for another week. Like the video, leave a comment and click subscribe if you haven't already. My name's Jonjo Lyons, and I know she was a zombie and she was eating his penis, but those legs were fire. And I mean, it's got to feel good at first, right? At least for a little bit. Like when someone hugs you too tight and breaks your spine. That first bit, when your bones are cracking, that'll feel lovely. And then you get folded in half. But yeah, having your dick sucked by a zombie. Sorry, I went somewhere else then. See you next time. Oh.